Yes and no. The biosimilars market in the US is a bit behind the rest of the world in terms of product availability. We're getting a lot of lessons learned and seeing what's going on in the EU. But the market here is starting to grow and starting to develop. So we're on a trajectory to have a lot of biosimilars come to market soon. We're just not there yet. There's a lot of movement around oncology and rheumatoid arthritis products. That's really the big movement on biosimilars in the US. We're going to see a lot of products coming out for your typical Remicades, Humira, Enbrel, and Rituxan. Those are kind of the four biggies that manufacturers are targeting in their biosimilar development. The biggest concern with biosimilars coming to the market, and one of the things that I work a lot with our clients, is concern around the stability of the market and where we think it can go in the future. So while we've got products coming to market, there's a lot of concern around reimbursement and policy and coverage for these products and if it will be sustainable in the future. So while we're growing, while we're developing and having all these products come in, we're not quite sure if we're going to have a market sustainable to keep them and keep manufacturers interested in pursuing that pipeline to get those products out into the market. The biosimilars market is a bit different from the generics market. A lot of payers, a lot of people, when you hear Medicare or MedPAC policy or people coming out and talking about biosimilars, a lot of them get the concept that they're a little bit different from a generic and that it's not an exact replica of its original product, because you can't make a replica of a living organism when you create a biosimilar. So because of that, the pathway for approval can take a lot longer and be a lot more expensive. So instead of the generics market where we're looking at a 3 to 5 year time investment to create a generic, that's a $1 to $2 million cost for a developer to put to the market. Biosimilars are an 8 to 10 year development time with a $100 to $200 million investment. So that can be a pretty hefty price tag for this market, and with a lot of the reimbursement challenges, manufacturers, they may not be willing to go through this pathway for coverage or for the development of these products, and that could, down the road 5, 10, 15 years from now really slow down that pipeline. So I think we're there in the concept of we want to have them in the market. I think people understand the value of them and the economic, everyone's talking cost, everyone's talking value, that's there. But if we can put the right parameters around them to actually encourage that development and the subsequent uptake, that will really be where we are to determine if we're, the US biosimilars market is vibrant like we're seeing elsewhere.